and welcome to the new episode of our podcast, From You to You. Here, we discuss all the possibilities of becoming the best version of you physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. I am Afreen Khan, an internationally certified yoga teacher and a healthy lifestyle coach.
Hey there, I am Shirin Khan and I am a certified life coach.
In today's episode, we are going to dive deep into the benefits of yoga. Now, these are not just general benefits, but how yoga and stretching part of yoga has potential to transform your muscles.
Wow.
Okay, so yoga transforming your muscles and transforming your body, of course, how the muscles are changing, all that part we are going to cover in today's episode.
Sounds great. So, Afreen, what exactly happens to muscles when we start to practice yoga regularly?
Shireen, in one word, I can simply say magic happens. Although it is not magic, it has a lot to do with your muscles and how the physiology behind it. So when you start practicing yoga, and a huge part of yoga is stretching, okay? So you are stretching each and every muscle of your body. And when that stretching happens on the regular basis, the first thing that happens is you become flexible, okay? Because the parts of the body, like, let's say, for example, joints, uh, be it hip joint or be it the joint of your legs or arms or spine or wherever. So everywhere, because you are practicing and stretching your body, the flexibility increases. That is number one. Number two, it is not just flexibility, because contrary to the common belief that yoga makes you flexible and that's it, it is not entirely true. Because yes, one aspect is yoga is helping you become very flexible, but at the same time you are becoming strong, because when you are practicing yoga poses, you are using your own body. So basically these are body weight exercises or poses. So for example, you are doing chaturangasana, which is basically the plank pose. In plank pose, you are engaging all your muscles of shoulder, then your forearm, and your obviously core muscles. And because of this, your body is, this time your body is engaging not only the muscles but at the same time its own weight. So in this case, you are developing strength. Your core strength goes beyond imagination. It happened with me. When I started, my core strength was zero, but today I can do poses flawlessly because flexibility, strength, and the third thing that happens is development of lot of energy. Because when we practice yoga poses, we breathe, okay? A lot of breathing happens, and because of this breathing, your body develops lot of energy, okay? So energy production happens, and it shows on your overall personality, or I would say the glow shows on your skin. So this way, yoga changes you and your muscles, because each and every cell of the body is getting more oxygen, more energy. You are using your core to do body weight exercises and flexibility as well. So overall, this is how yoga is transforming your muscles and overall your body.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
But is there any difference between the stretching that we do in gym, like static or dynamic stretching, and the stretching that happens during practicing yoga?
Certainly, there is a difference. When you are at gym and you are stretching, which generally happens for 5 to 10 minutes at the end of your exercise, and in this stretching, most of the time we target only one organ of the body, one part of the body, or one set of muscles. So each exercise, okay, they have some set of stretching exercises, and these exercises will target only that specific part of the body, leaving other parts unstretched, okay? However, when we talk about the stretching part in yoga, it is a holistic approach. Okay, so let's say someone practices half an hour of yoga, then during this half an hour, even if you practice sun salutation, which is my favorite, I always mention sun salutation because that is like king of yoga. And in sun salutation you are performing 12 different poses, and each pose has group of muscles engaged. So you can understand, after 30 minutes of yoga practice, almost each and every part, each and every muscle of your body gets stretched. Okay, so this is a complete holistic approach. Now, not just your skeletal muscles, here I would like to explain one more thing. When we talk about our muscles, the muscles of human body, we have skeletal muscles which are connected with our skeleton with the help of tendons and fibers. Then there are cardiac muscles, which are the involuntary muscles. Most, as the name itself indicates, these are the heart muscles. These are involuntary because without your approval, these muscles are working. You cannot control them, and from the moment you are born, or even before that, even when you are in the womb of your mother, these muscles start working. Okay, until you die. So involuntarily heart muscles are working, they are pumping blood throughout your body. And the third type of muscles are the soft or smooth muscles, which are in the internal organs like your reproductive system or your respiratory system, digestive system. So each and every part of your body has muscles, and yoga is helping to stretch each and every muscle. Okay, so let's say I am performing cobra pose. Okay, in cobra pose, my abdominal muscles are getting engaged, my spinal means back muscles are getting engaged, and my arms, my shoulders, and my neck muscles, and obviously legs and glutes are also engaged. So in just one cobra pose, these many parts of the body are involved, and these many muscles are also engaged. Internal muscles like your abdomen, reproductive system, heart muscles because the core is also engaged. So this way yoga is helping you stretch not only the internal muscles, as well as your external muscles. This is the holistic stretching process. Whereas in other stretching, these are the only external parts of the body,
very
external
mechanic as
muscles
well.
of the body, and that too very few muscles. So you can understand there is a huge difference between the stretching of yoga and a normal stretching which we perform after any other exercise.
Okay, so what you said makes sense that in one pose there are so many muscles are involved in yoga, and those many muscles are getting stressed. It's understandable. But what if someone is not flexible? Will they still benefit from yoga?
Absolutely. Shireen, there is a common misconception, a myth, I would rather say, that yoga is for flexible people only. Now, I would like to clarify, yoga is for everyone, okay? It doesn't matter if you are a beginner, you are intermediate, or you are an advanced yoga practitioner. No matter who you are, yoga is for everybody. And in yoga, there are 85,000 poses.
Wow.
Okay, so it is not just a form of exercise. Yoga is a lifestyle, right from the moment you wake up until you go back to sleep, and everything you do in between. And you do in a way, in a systematic way, mindfully, with proper breathing is yoga. Okay, so there are 85,000 poses in yoga, and these poses, some are advanced and some are basic, fundamental for the beginners. So, no matter at what stage you are, and even if you are very stiff and at a beginner's level, yes, you can practice yoga. You can practice with the simple poses or asanas. And once you master these simple poses, that would be enough for you, because in the philosophy of yoga, Patanjali says, master the simple poses first, and that would be enough for you. Okay, so I always tell my students the same thing. Do not get fascinated by the complicated and difficult poses that you see online. I understand that is very fascinating, and we really get tempted to perform those poses, and that will come to you eventually. But in the beginning, the basic and fundamental yoga poses like cobra pose, child pose, downward facing dog, upward facing dog, bridge pose, tree pose, okay? These are the basic poses, and once you master them, you will realize that how your body has become flexible. The stretching that happens in the muscle fibers is remarkable. And yes, even if you are a beginner, with consistent stretching, consistent practice, and mastering the fundamental poses, you can achieve that stage where you will feel completely flexible. So, this way, yoga is for everybody. So, yoga makes you flexible no matter who you are.
It is understandable how, slowly yoga is building up the strength through stretching. You are getting more flexible. Okay, but how often someone should practice yoga to become more flexible?
Certainly, it's not an overnight thing, and I think no art can be mastered overnight. It takes 10,000 hours minimum and more. Same is with yoga as well, but it's not like you have to practice day in and day out. Okay, so if you are a beginner, I advise 2 to 3 sessions per week should be enough for you, because in the beginning your body is not used to the yoga poses and the flexibility, and your muscles are also a stranger to the yoga poses. So even if you practice, let's say on Monday, Tuesday at least your body would be sore, so you need to rest and relax. Then again on Wednesday you can practice. So this way, with gap of one day in the beginning, you can go for at least 3 sessions in a week, and accompanied with breathing exercises and meditation.
Yeah.
So this way, it is advisable for 3 sessions, and as you keep practicing with time, not only your body will get used to it, your muscles will start to stretch in a better way, but you automatically will fall in love with the process. So you can increase your duration, but 3 sessions, each session at least 45 minutes to an hour is enough in the beginning. And slowly and steadily, you will reach there.
Okay, can you share a simple stretch or a yoga pose which maybe people can practice at home to experience the transformative benefits of stretching?
Absolutely, Shireen. Like I just mentioned, there are so many basic poses which you can practice and see for yourself how it makes you feel. But there is one specific pose which my guru taught me in the beginning, and the name of this pose is Balasana, which means child's pose. It is called child pose because of the reason that children usually fall asleep, or even in the womb the fetus is in this shape. So this is called child pose. It's very very effective. Okay, so to perform child's pose, start on your hands and knees, then slowly lower your hips toward your heels and stretch your arms forward. This stretch releases tension in the back and hips and helps increase flexibility in the spine. It's a perfect example of how yoga stretches can transform your muscles and make you feel relaxed.
So, what kind of changes people should expect to see in their muscles when they start to practice yoga regularly?
Well, number one, flexibility. Okay, that's a gift you receive with the practice of yoga. Each and every muscle of your body will become flexible. The more you practice, the more flexible you get. Number two, the structure, or I would rather say the texture of your muscles, it becomes more toned, because the muscle fibers, they get elongated with the stretching. So you will experience that your muscles are more toned, and there would be reduction in the stiffness of the body. So your body will feel more supple, the muscles will feel more supple, reduction in the stiffness, and more elongated and toned type of muscles you will experience in the body. There would be improvement in the mobility of your joints as well. So now you would be able to move your joints in all the possible directions. And if you are an advanced yogi, then you are able to perform advanced poses, and that is, of course, yeah, that is something which you can see for yourself is extremely magical to even watch. So this is how overall your muscles will feel. There is another thing which you will experience, that is glow on your skin, because the blood circulation happens in the body in such a way that blood is pumped to each and every organ, because you are stretching the organs, not only the external as well as internal, right? So your heart is functioning in a better way, pumping more blood, and to each and every organ of the body, even to the endocrine system, which is related to your hormones. So the functioning of the endocrine system gets better, the hormones are functioning in a better way, and that is making you more radiant as a person. So this is how you will feel the overall changes in the body.
Can yoga transform my muscles if I am into different kind of fitness activities already?
Certainly, Shireen. Even if you are in other form of exercise, let's say you are into gymming or swimming or football or whatever, you are performing group of exercises, and these group of exercises are targeting a group of muscles, okay?
Yeah.
And that is happening regularly on a daily basis, perhaps. Now, when you introduce yoga into your routine, yoga will be targeting other group of muscles. So yoga is going to target the group of muscles which might not be targeted in the traditional form of exercises. So let's say, for example, you are doing a downward facing dog, and in this your calf muscles, your spine, your back muscles, your shoulder muscles, then even your arms and legs, these all these muscles are engaged just in one pose, not to forget your core muscles, yeah, as well. So in this case, yoga is helping you stretch all these group of muscles, which might not be possible if you are doing squats or you are lifting weights, for example. So this way, when you are practicing yoga, it is targeting different organs or set of organs and muscles, and obviously the stretching will help make you feel great benefit. So no matter what form of exercise that you are into, yoga is still going to make you feel different, and your muscles will feel more relaxed,
Yeah.
supple, flexible, and not to forget, strong as well.
Of course, and I have seen whenever some injury happens, like even in fractures, so after the fracture is healed, doctor often suggests to do low impact activities, and they suggest to do yoga, yes, rather than doing other form of exercises.
Yeah, that is for a reason, because yoga can be performed slow or it can be fast as well. It completely depends upon how you want to do it. So let's say if you are someone who is into vinyasa form of yoga, so it is going to be a slow and steady vinyasa flow, we call it, because it's a slow process, slow uh, movements of yoga in a proper pattern. If you go for Ashtanga yoga, now that is the form of yoga that requires a lot of energy, because it is more challenging. The poses are more challenging. So this way you can select what is your style of yoga based upon your level of readiness. And
Yeah.
yeah, so if you are a beginner, you can go for yin yoga, which is again easy and more the poses you perform in yin yoga is for you are holding each pose for a longer duration. Or you can go for a vinyasa flow. If you are someone who is into intermediate or advanced, go for Ashtanga. And this way, you can select the right form of yoga, and that will target the right kind of muscles in your body, giving you the exact type of results that you require. Yoga helps you improve your mobility and helps you recover your injuries and also protect you from injuries. So, overall, it is not only helping you become better at muscular level, at the same time helping you improve your game or your other form of sport that you're performing.
Lastly, Afrin, what advice you would like to give to someone who wants to start doing yoga for muscle transformation benefits?
Well, Shireen, I have a very simple formula that is slow and steady wins the race. Okay.
Yeah.
I already said this before. No matter what form of exercise or whatever art form in your life you want to master, it's not going to happen overnight. So you really need to be persistent, okay? And especially when it is about yoga, yoga starts slow. Don't rush the process. If you are a beginner, try to understand yoga, the philosophy of yoga, then try to understand your body as well. If you have not practiced any form of exercise before, then your muscles would be very stiff, your joints would be stiff as well. So you cannot really put so much pressure on your body.
Of course.
Okay, so go slow, be kind with yourself, and understand each pose properly. There is one more thing which is extremely important in yoga, and that is alignment. Okay, so when you are practicing, make sure that your body is aligned properly. Okay, drishti, which means focus, is also extremely important, because when you are focusing at one point and aligning your body in a proper angle, the third thing that comes is breathing. Focus on the breathing. Every time you stretch your muscles, inhale. When you relax the muscles, exhale. And between inhale and exhale, try to hold that particular pose for a couple of seconds or minutes if you can.
Yeah.
So this way, if you are mindful and you are practicing slowly and steadily, soon you will realize that your body is rewarding you. Yoga is rewarding you, and with practice, with persistence, there will come a place when you will feel transformed, not only externally but internally as well. You will get control over all your muscles, voluntary muscles, and the meditation part will also take care of involuntary muscles. So, this way, internally and externally, yoga will transform you.
That sounds great, Afrin. Also, I can see like someone who works in a sitting position for longer hours, how yoga could be a much better form of exercise than any other form of exercises that's there in improving mobility and flexibility as well as posture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shireen, you won't believe when I used to work, and I used to sit in the chair like 8 to 10 hours a day, and I would feel so stiff by the end of the day, of course, the entire back and hips and legs, everything. But when I would go and start practicing yoga at the end of the day, I would feel a different, it's like the feeling would be like heaven, so relaxed. My joints would feel so mobile.
Yeah.
And my back would feel so great. So that's the reason when I plan for my students and my clients, I make sure that each and every program is as per their needs. Okay, so if you are someone who is already into some form of sports, you need different type of poses in yoga. If you are someone who is working and sitting in chair the full day, you need different type of poses. The flexibility that you require is obviously different.
Yeah.
So for my clients, I make sure that the program that we design is tailor made as per their requirement.
Yeah, that's great. And I am sure like you get to customize as per the needs of the clients. And like you said, there are about 85,000 poses in yoga.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how clients must be benefiting from your overall program.
Yeah, I am very grateful. Patanjali says yoga is 99% practice and 1% theory, which means whatever that I am talking right now about the benefits of yoga, importance of the yoga poses or meditation, breathing, etc., it is only 1% of it. If you really want to get the benefits, you need to practice. Okay,
Of course, yeah.
99% practice is required to actually become a yogi and get the great benefits of yoga.
Yeah, to that, agree.
Okay, this is it in today's episode. Hope you like this episode. If you do, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe our channel if you haven't done it. We are also there on audio platforms like Apple Podcast and Spotify. And if you are someone who enjoys listening to podcasts, then you might want to go and check it out there as well. Meanwhile, keep working on yourself and stay fit.